Hi, I'm Ksenia and welcome to Guiding Star Astrology, understanding your life through the tool of astrology. Let me give you a bit of background about how I came to know and love astrology myself. I grew up in a beautiful, warm, loving family environment and a lovely little community in a small country town in Australia. It was a great childhood, but things like astrology weren't really encouraged. We were part of quite a religious community, and that sort of thing was just not ever approved of. So I never ever delved into astrology until much later in my life. However, the universe was definitely drawing me to astrology and all things astronomical, actually. As a child in primary school, and we're talking grade 2, grade 3, something like that, I was enamored with the planets and how they interacted and how they worked, and I could tell you amazing facts like if the sun was the size of a football, the earth would be the size of a pinhead. So things like that had just captivated me from the very beginning, and I think that was the universe drawing me in to that realm from a very young age. I feel that I've been destined to follow that path, but more on that later. So I didn't have the opportunity to research astrology as a young person, but when I was about 30, I remember watching a documentary on the ABC, and it was a documentary from England where a secular journalist, was reviewing the life of Jesus and proving it to be factual from a very secular, very scientific point of view. And one of the things he looked at was the star that heralded Jesus' birth in Bethlehem. And he went through a number of different options for what it could have been, and in the end drew the conclusion that the star that the wise men followed was not actually a star per se, and not Halley's Comet or anything like that, but actually it was a conglomeration of planets, such as would herald the birth of a king in astronomy rather than astrology. Back to front. Astrology rather than astronomy. This was a profound revelation for me. Just to realize that the Bible talked about astrology and that it wasn't the taboo subject that I'd always thought it was. It intrigued me, and suddenly the blinkers fell off, and I was accepting of astrology. At that point, I didn't rush out and start reading all I could and listening to YouTube clips and buying books on astrology. But it was a point of acceptance, and from there on, destiny has certainly led me more and more into the science of astrology. A few years after that, when my marriage ended, I was completely at sea. My world was crashing down, and everything that I'd worked so hard to build up was suddenly swept away. Now, for anyone who knows a bit of astrology, that was the time of my Pluto square. Lovely times. And I also had Saturn transiting my moon at that time as well. So yes, lots of fun and games. The next 7 years, often people refer to that period with their Pluto square as the dark night of the soul. Well, I've spent my dark night of the soul, this 7 or 8 years since then, researching astrology in such a hungry fashion. I've just had a huge desire to know more, to read more, to understand more. And the more I've sought that out, the more the puzzle pieces have fallen into place. And I finally get why I am the way I am, why I have an interest in certain things, astrology being one of them. I finally understand why I'm so sensitive, and why I am a born nurturer for my family. All these things, all these elements that go into the mix to make me me. It's been a wonderfully empowering journey through astrology of self-discovery. So what can I now offer you through my service, Guiding Star, Understanding Your Life Through Astrology? Basically the same thing that I've discovered for myself, that self-empowerment, the ability to really know myself and who I am, and feel at home in that, and feel power and strength in being who I am and accepting who I am. That's the main thing that astrology offers, is the opportunity to know thyself, as Socrates once said. So it's a really powerful tool that way. Yes, it can do, look at the future and give you a guide of, well, this might come true for you in the future, or you can expect to experience this or that. But the main power of astrology is that self-actualization, self-empowerment, and affirmation. Pardon me. So I just want to welcome you once again to my website, and encourage you to consider perhaps getting a reading if you're feeling like you want to know yourself better and understand yourself better. And if there's any question you have about astrology, I'm more than happy to help you and answer for you any questions that you have. And it would be my privilege to walk the stars with you and empower you in your life. Thank you.